I'm not going to tell you how to do your job. I'm just going to tell you how we went about analyzing this evidence. And what you can't do is you can't just focus in on one witness. You got to take everything, all the witnesses' testimony, all the physical exhibits. You got to take that all together when analyzing this. And I know what you're going to do. You're going to do it because everybody in this courtroom's done it. We've all done it. And you're going to think about what happened. What happened after 9:02 once Chris hangs the phone up until 12:33 when Shannon makes that phone call to her dad. What's going on? What happens to the kids? You're going to wonder, where did Chris's rape happen? Did it happen in the car before he got to Chipman Street? Did it happen at Chipman Street? How many times was he raped? You're going to question that. You're going to question how many times was Shannon raped orally? How many times was Shannon raped vaginally? How many times was Shannon raped anally? You're going to question that. You're going to want to know. It's just going to drive you crazy to try to come up with an answer. That's normal. You can spend hours, you can spend days, you can spend weeks back there. That's fine. But when it comes time to deciding whether or not the state of Tennessee has proven our case to you beyond a reasonable doubt, ladies and gentlemen, I submit to you that the way to do that is whether or not we have proven to you beyond a reasonable doubt the elements for especially aggravated kidnapping. I submit to you that we have, and that comes from Dr. Wilson's testimony. We take no joy in showing you those pictures, but those pictures prove the elements for especially aggravated kidnapping. She was bound, she was confined, and she suffered serious bodily injury. The especially aggravated kidnapping for Chris, we've proven that to you beyond a reasonable doubt from the pictures of the autopsy. He was bound. He suffered serious bodily injury. The crime of aggravated rape, that was proven to you beyond a reasonable doubt because of the autopsy and Jennifer Millsap's. Aggravated rape for Shannon, proven beyond a reasonable doubt. The autopsy pictures, Jennifer Millsap's. The especially aggravated robbery, proven to you. Autopsy, all the property that was recovered from the house. So those elements, and premeditated, of course, has been proven beyond a reasonable doubt when you say, shooting somebody 3 times who's bound and then setting them on fire. And then with Shannon binding her, putting her in 5 trash bags and then a 6th trash bag over her face and then stuffing her in the trash can. Those elements, they've been proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Whether or not Mr. Boyd and the other 4 individuals are responsible for those crimes, we believe that has been proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Not just because of Mr. Thomas's testimony. We're not basing this case only upon Mr. Thomas's testimony. It's everybody's testimony, because everybody's testimony corroborates each other. It is Adrienne Mathis giving her car to Mr. Boyd, her cousin. I'm not mad at her for getting up there saying that she doesn't remember. Actually, it turns out that that's a little bit better because you'll actually have her transcript from the federal file. If she'd gotten up there and was able to testify, we wouldn't have been able to introduce the transcript. So she gave her car to her cousin, Eric Boyd, on Thursday or Friday. What was going on Thursday or Friday? Daphne's gone. Mr. Davidson ain't got Daphne. According to Mr. Thomas, Mr. Davidson is talking about committing this crime. He needs a car. Who's got a car? Mr. Boyd. 12:33 a.m. Cell phone records puts Shannon Christian's phone call, Cherry Street area. Xavier Jenkins sees Shannon's 4Runner. He sees Adrienne Mathis's car that she has loaned to Mr. Boyd in front of Chipman Street. What's going on in Chipman Street? The crimes. Mr. Boyd is part of it. He's going over. With all due respect, I don't care whose penis was in Miss Christian. I don't care whose penis was in Mr. Newsom. They're all responsible. It does not matter whose prints are on the trash bag that Miss Shannon Christian was found inside of. It does not matter. Mr. Davidson's prints are the same thing as all of their prints. Every last one of them. They're responsible for every single act that their buddies committed against Shannon and Christian that we did. And so yes, it's taken 12 years for this moment to come. It's taken 12 years because we want to do it right. We don't want to just rush and charge somebody just because George Thomas tells us that he did it. I understand that. You know, we have pretty good proof from Xavier's testimony, from what he told us and from what Adrian Maddox told us. We had pretty good evidence whenever that DNA came back on that holster. That was pretty good. But we still wanted to have the best that we possibly could. And you know, I know a lot of times we get upset and bothered with all the appeals that people are given. Well, they turned out pretty good in this case. Because but for all of those appeals, but for all of those retrials that Mr. Thomas had, that's what allowed the agreement to be worked out between the state and Mr. Thomas, so that he can give you an idea of some of the things that took place in the house. All of the questions of what took place in that house, we can't answer for you. No more than we can answer for you, no more than we can answer for the family. We would love to do that. But that's not what we're required to do. We believe that the proof in this record establishes beyond a reasonable doubt that you, Mr. Boyd, and all your brothers are guilty of all of those crimes committed against Shannon and Chris. And we would ask that you hold Mr. Boyd accountable